Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Today I'm going to be making some French beef au jus sandwiches. The beef I'm going to be searing on the stove and then putting in the crock pot so that it can cook all day. And so first thing, it calls for 6 cloves of garlic and a whole onion, but we're not really big on all that. So I'm only doing 2 cloves of garlic and one quarter of an onion. So let's get to chopping. Okay, and you're gonna want to keep them separated because obviously the onion cooks up a lot faster and you don't want to burn the garlic. So got that done. I just went ahead and bought a beef shoulder because I didn't want to pay a whole arm and a leg. Alright, so let's get this seared up. I have a little bit of oil already in the pan sprayed, and I'm going to get this heated on the stove. Alright, and I'm going to go get the beef and I'll be right back. Alright, you want it to be nice and hot so it can sizzle. I could have waited a couple minutes. Okay, so while this is sizzling up like grits, as one of my friends would say, I'm going to salt and pepper it, and then I'm going to get the concoction sauce made up. So just a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm going to be searing every side. Once it gets good and heated, just turn it down a little bit. Remember, I don't like to dirty too many dishes, so I'm using the same knife I used to cut up the onion and garlic. Okay, now for the concoction. I am going to be mixing up Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, a little bit of honey, and it calls for fresh sprigs of rosemary and thyme, but, oops, I got the wrong one. But I'm just using what I have, so it's going to be dehydrated. Okay, thyme and a can of beef broth. So, the beef broth I'm not mixing up into it. I'm just going to pour that in the pan to get all the drippings whenever it's done. And I need to go back and flip that on its side. Okay, now for the concoction. And you want to go ahead and get your crock pot on too a while. So, what we need is a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, low sodium, 1½ tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1½ teaspoons of honey, and 1 sprig of rosemary and thyme each. So I'm going to just use about a tablespoon or less of that. So a quarter cup of low sodium soy sauce. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I generally use a little less of everything anyway. One and a half tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. One and a half teaspoons of honey. And the seasonings I'll put in the crock pot whenever it is, the sauce is already in there. So, back to the meat. Now that's the last side that it needs to sear on, and I'm going to transport this into the crock pot and then get the concoction in here, get the drippings all released. I'm going to add the onion in over low. Let that cook for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to put the garlic in. Okay, so the onion's been in there a couple minutes. And now I'm just going to put the garlic in for just like not even a minute. Beef broth. And the Worcestershire soy sauce honey mix. I'm just going to turn that up for a minute, scrape off the bottom, and then you're going to pour this over the beef. Alright, here's that mixture. I'm just going to pour it in here. And now I'm going to do the rosemary and thyme. I'm just going to mainly sprinkle it over the juice, the sauce, not directly on the beef. Alright, now put the lid on and forget about it. I'm going to do mine on high for at least like 4 to 5 hours. So I'll bring you back tonight when it's all ready and I can plate it up. Alright, so it's been done and my daughter wanted it earlier, so I did cut it so that it would cook quicker, and I already had some and she already had some, so I'm just going to fix up a plate for my husband and show you. Normally I would have it, shredded and all tender and pulled apart. But since I cut it in strips, and it really is tender still. So I'll just eat this part for you guys. It has a really good flavor, and I'm trying to reduce gluten so I don't eat the bun, but I did have a piece of this bread with it earlier. It's thinly sliced organic wheat bread, so it has a little bit less. So there you go, guys, and it's really good. And then you can also put a little bit of the juice into a little container and then dip your sandwich in it. If you get the long buns, the hoagie or sub buns, I'm from PA, we say hoagie, you can dip it in. And the reason why this looks so dark is I got the Hawaiian roll kind of buns. But there you go, guys. And look, I made a homemade cheesecake the other day and only one slice left. My husband and daughter were fighting over it, and I'm not making another one already. So you guys have a blessed week. Take care of yourselves. See you on Thursday if you're here. God bless. Love you. Bye.